Okay, guys.
So guys, new day. We got something to tell you.
We're gonna give you a basic rundown of how we got here
and why we're here, and what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So, what happened when we got home from Ocean City? We had
a lot to think about.
We had a lot to think about. We were excited, but at the end of the day, we only got down to one thing. We met this old dude named Tom. He didn't actually give us information. He just gave us 2 contacts.
Yeah.
So we got that taken care of, but we were left, and then we were left wondering, well, what do we do now? So we kept looking,
Doing
research, conducted a bunch. We spent, 2 weeks thinking about it, and then we found another good place on the East Coast. It's called Oak Island in North Carolina. Why is North Carolina famous? Because famous pirates like Blackbeard sailed here, docked here, conducted business here.
Got killed here.
And got killed here, actually, yeah. There's a bunch of pirate lore surrounding this area. And the most potent area where all this stuff kind of came together was Oak Island, which is why we're here. I mean, it's like a concentrated area that opened up, and this place opened up in 1930s, and in the 1930s for specifically pirate tourism and whatchamacallit, all kinds of treasure stuff. But basically we were like, oh my gosh, this place is historically rich, and we read something about some shipwrecks that happened here, just a bunch of really cool stuff. And we were like, we should visit this place because we feel like it has some kind of significance.
Yeah.
Then this guy found something quite interesting. Tell us about it.
Okay, so basically I was just sitting here, regular day, watching the TV, eating my Chips Ahoy,
Show them the Chips Ahoy.
It's
a chewy one. They're not as good as the crispy ones.
We're not sponsored, but Chips Ahoy, if you're watching this, definitely hit us up.
Feel free to drop us a paycheck and subscribe.
But basically, guys, I was just sitting here on the table by the TV. There's a bunch of journals and magazines and books and things like that, and advertisements. So I picked up this one about the helicopter tours because I don't know, I wouldn't mind going on a helicopter tour. I was kind of curious because it was starting at $50. So I was like, oh, curious. So I picked it up and I started looking at all the tours, and all of a sudden,
show them what the brochure looks like.
This is what the brochure looks like. See, you got the list of tours and you got the locations on the map and how the tours go and everything. So basically, the 5th tour down, it says Oak Island tour, and it says that it goes around the lighthouse, the Fort Caswell, the pier, and then it says Civil War shipwreck, the U.S. Iron Age. So right away, I was just like, shipwreck, oh my god, So what do I do next? I start doing research, high school trained me well. You got to do those bibliographies. But I started looking things up about the U.S. Iron Age, what it was, what shipwreck, what time period. So basically, I found out that there have been several ships that were documented that ran aground here, basically crashed, and 3 of them were Civil War ships. Basically, the Union. I'm pretty sure they were part of the Union Army. But the reason I bring this all up is because these ships were documented, and it's recorded that they crashed, when they crashed, and where they crashed, because they were part of the Navy fleet. The reason they crashed was because of shallow waters out right on the coast of both Oak Island and Holden Beach. So basically, the ships were just sailing, minding their own business, and bam, they hit a shallow patch, which causes them to run aground and crash, break the hull of the ship, fall apart, and start sinking. However, the thing that left me very hooked with this idea was the fact that these are Navy ships that were recorded. The government, they're valuable to the government.
Yeah, so their record was kept track of by the U.S. government.
Yeah. So when they ran aground, the Army's like, this is a loss. We need to record what happened to them. However, there's a lot of
undocumented shipwrecks.
There's a lot of private enterprises. The government doesn't really keep track of merchants and merchant ships because
traders and potentially smugglers.
Exactly. However, because there were 3 ships that ran aground in the same area, that left me thinking that there have been more ships that ran aground. Basically, tell them about when Keating met Thompson.
Okay, basically, 1820, 1821, that's around the time period when the treasure loom was buried, all the drama took place, and everything got, kind of settled in. Thompson goes away, Forbes goes away. Thompson, I don't know where he was living, sources won't really document where. But, many years later, a carpenter working for him by the name of John Keating ends up befriending him. in the 1840s, about 20 years after the Treasure of Lima happened, the whole incident, Thompson gives Keating a map, not a letter, not a paper. He gives him a map, and he's like, "My friend, this is where the treasure is. Go get it, boy. I'm too old to do it. You go get it." And Keating's like, "Yes." However, Keating did not immediately go after the treasure. He waited around some time. The dude was poor. He didn't have a ship. So eventually, he does get a ship. When did he get this ship? Sometime either 10 to 40 years later. There's just a very rough estimate. But there's a lot of sources that point to the fact that there's a good chance that Keating was traveling down from Cocos Island up north, who knows where north, but there's a good chance he was traveling up the East Coast during the Civil War period, which is when all the ships were crashing there. Now, why on earth would Keating be there? Because those ships were big, they kept running aground. Pretty sure that eventually people were like, "Do not go there. That is a shipwreck cove. It is a disaster."
You have said too much.
Now I will attempt to be a little less confusing. Alright, I've said way too much. Let's clear things up. Number 1. We are currently in North Carolina. That is the East Coast. Number 2. We are here because we believe John Keating, the last man who knew about this treasure's location, died on the northern East Coast. Yes, we are aware that this is the South. Number 3, we determined it would be perfectly logical for Keating to be traveling up the East Coast and smuggling his cargo through the coast of North Carolina, not directly at the seaports where he would be searched by the local police. And finally, number 5, we have found an island that we nicknamed Smuggler'S Island that we want to explore because it looks like the perfect getaway spot for a light ship trying to evade much larger and much more dangerous military patrol ships. Oh, where's number 4, you ask? Oh, it's not there. Ha, gotcha.
Basically, Keating, so we're trying to think like a smuggler would in that time period.
If you want to know what a smuggler did, you gotta think like a smuggler.
Gotta think like a smuggler. So basically, this dude is carrying undocumented cargo that no one knows about from the South. How would he get it up? How would he get it up the East Coast? Well, every time he docks, it would have to be at a place that is not full of people. It had to be a secret place. However, you cannot just leave your ship parked in the middle of the ocean or on the coast. People will find it, people will see it, you will be caught. So what you have to do, you have to dock it somewhere behind the actual coastline. Usually can't do that because once the coast starts, it's just mainland. However, in Oak Island, behind Oak Island, there's this like intercoastal waterway that's in between the state of North Carolina and Oak Island itself, which is more like a peninsula because it's attached to the mainland. Yeah. But you can go around it from behind. And we suspect that Keating did what exactly we thought he did, which is
he ducked in there. And one other thing, you got to remember, back in the day, they didn't have fresh water, they didn't have food like on the ship. They had to keep on restocking.
You have to keep stopping, you know.
There's access to fresh water if you duck behind the island.
Now, why is that a good location behind Oak Island? Because the water is shallow. Big ships cannot go in there. No nosy people will be in that area looking for him, or anything for the matter. No one's going to be there. It's completely just desolate. So it's a great place to stop by so he can get off the ship, go to mainland and get whatever he needs, come back on the ship and sail away. It's a good hiding spot. So we suspect that there's a good chance Keating stopped by on the island. However, we looked, what land is there in between North Carolina and Oak Island in that small intercoastal waterway? Not a lot. There's this one island that happens to be close by to where all the ships ran aground. It happens to be
right in between Holden Beach and Oak Island, which are the two neighboring islands, and the intercoastal waterway.
Yeah.
So
that's where the water is shallow.
That's the only way you can get into the waterway.
Exactly. And there's this really interesting looking island that we found in Google Maps that we want to go explore.
I mean, you guys all might be thinking that there's a small chance that he actually supposed to stop there, but you gotta take chances.
We gotta take this chance. I mean, the moment we saw this, we're like, oh my gosh, we don't have to, we're not gonna go around talking to people because we have something much more important. We need to go down to this island ASAP, and we need to figure out.
Yeah, we sort of have to.
He has a metal detector that's super expensive, and just a
lot of money,
insane amount of money invested into it. But
it's worth it. It's a high quality. I looked at reviews like.
Yeah, we got the top-notch metal detector. We're gonna go down there It's so on Google Maps we saw that it's quite a distance from the actual like main island, but we think we can make it there. We're gonna try. Yeah.
We have to go to Walmart. Shout out to Walmart.
We have to go to Walmart and get supplies.
And get a haul of stuff.
We don't have any boat supplies because we're planning on going to that island. You know, maybe even camping out there.
Yeah, but first of all, our goal is to search it up and down from coast to coast.
Yeah.
And
thing is, how do you get on the islands? We don't have any boats. We don't have any kayaks. Nobody here wanted to let us use their kayaks. So we're probably gonna have to, like, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out.
We're gonna have to figure something out. But guys, this is all part of the adventure. Yeah. This is gonna be
long story short, we gotta get to that island.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna head to Walmart. Let's go.
Let's get that Walmart haul. So guys, we're back from Walmart. It's pretty late now. It's like 10:05 right now.
Yeah.
So like we spent like 3 hours at the store. Not 3 hours, probably like 2.5 hours. Okay, so we have some stuff that we bought. So we got a tent. 3 people. It says 3 people, but it's probably gonna be like 1.5.
Reason why we got the tent was because
we're staying there 24 hours on an island. How epic can you get? You know?
Yeah, all this up a notch.
That's why we got this super high definition flashlight.
Oh, that's really bright in my eyes.
We got rope just in case we have to tie an alligator. You know? We got water because H2O.
Yeah, let's see. I got a little dry pack for protecting my stuff. You know.
We got these 2 epic.
Why do we have these? Because we can't afford to rent a kayak.
Yes.
So we got these premium edition. What are they? The mats.
Transparent mats that you float.
Transparent mats that you float on. And they were only $2.50 each, and we're gonna plan on loading.
I think $2.50 is a steal for those. Just honestly, like even if we don't need them, you just gotta grab them. You know, it's a steal.
Because rather than swimming with the stuff above our heads,
we're gonna be swimming on these mats.
We're gonna be swimming on these mats.
We heard that there's crocodiles in those waters occasionally, and I heard that the color blue like scares them off. You know.
Alright, but on a serious note, there are
crocodiles.
There are crocs.
Yeah, so
there are crocs. It's no danger. Just look up crocodiles, Oak Island.
So we have a second tripod. That's about it, honestly. But it took us a while to. We got a bunch of food. We got
the water shoes because.
Oh, true. Show them water shoes
because we don't know what the coast is going to be like there.
So basically, I got these Gucci flip flops.
Oh my goodness, Kanye, beware! That's swag level.
Like that's like
dripping on them. Okay, boy.
But yeah, guys. We got food. Dinner right here. Dinner served. But yeah, guys, that's kind of our Walmart haul.
Load up.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna see you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow morning.
We're gonna have all this wrapped up, packed, and we're gonna be headed out to the island.
And we didn't buy it at Walmart.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's all our stuff we got at Walmart. We're not gonna bring all that water, of course. We just need some.
No, we're bringing all the water. Because I drink a lot. I literally drink like 3 bottles.
Bro, are you like a camel?
I'm just Andre.
Okay, me too. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Good night, guys. Sleep well, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
So guys, new day. We're about to head out to the islands. Morning, buddy. You ready to head out?
Yes, sir. Dude, I'm actually super excited.
So guys,
just like usual, we're running late.
we have 4 minutes. 4 minutes until prime low tide. We gotta make it out of here.
Okay, let's go.
Off we go.
Dude, I'm excited. And you can't leave the cars in the parking lot.
Well, guys, we're here now.
We're here.
That's fine. Ready to head out now.
So guys, super pumped. We got all our stuff packed. Andre got little plastic cupboard or whatever you call them.
Waterproof. Yep.
Yeah, we got the surfboard, which I don't know how effective it's gonna be,
we're
but
gonna put our stuff on there and basically push it along while we get to the island.
and then we got the big bad boy right here.
There. That's the gold.
We're gonna search that island up and down. I got the water shoes. He got the water shoes. We stacked. You know, we got the backpack. And guys, we're just gonna see you at the island.
Yeah, we gotta make sure before the tide goes up too much.
Guys, we were just told by one of the park rangers that there have been great white sharks spotted here. Not big ones, but like
For some reason,
like
apparently, they
10-foot
like
ones.
shallow water. There's also a lot of hammerheads and crocodiles.
And yeah, like what the heck, crocodiles here? But apparently,
Well, it's because the
but apparently
marshlands are over in that direction.
I will explain it scientifically. Apparently, guys, during big storms, the waters in the marshes, they rise, and then the crocodiles swim out into the waterway, and then they swim right here. So
We're just gonna hope we don't run into any unnecessary trouble.
yeah, so let's go.
Yeah.
I just want to get out there.
With a drunken sailor, what will you do with a drunken sailor? What will you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Yo-ho, up she rises, yo-ho, up she rises, yo-ho, up she rises early in the morning.
So guys, we made it. Check out all this marine life over here. It's pretty cool. There are all kinds of little fish swimming around my feet. But yeah. So, initial observations. Somebody tried to light a fire here. That's interesting. There's just a lot of like this dense grass over here.
It literally just seems like a big hill of sand.
I find it kind of weird how it's unnamed on Google Maps. How, you know, there's very little information on it. As a matter of fact, we found no information on it.
I'll name it the
What do you
Dre
wanna name
Island.
it?
The
Dre
Dre
Island?
Island, yeah.
I agree, that's a good name.
So we're gonna start our trek up the island.
You want to see what's going on over there?
Uh-oh, Zoom's not working. Oh, there it goes.
Zoom's not working?
See, the cross is around here.
there.
So basically, guys, right out there, the ocean's right out there, and there's a little waterway leading into the intercoastal waterway, which is out there. So basically, this is a bay that has formed, and the only way to get here is from the ocean out there, right over here during the high tide. So basically, my guess would be that he would have docked his ship somewhere out there, so you couldn't necessarily see it from the ocean, and it would be hidden away from everything else due to brush, trees, wooded areas. We're starting our trek up the island. Whoa! Down, we got our tent, we got the rope, we got everything in that box.
Everything
you see?
we need, yeah.
This is how you pack, guys. You pack light. But yeah, guys, we just chose ourselves an amazing view to set up our tent right over here, right behind this little bush thingy. It's actually not very little. Because of this little hilly area, the waterway we're blocked off from the waterway, which means the Coast Guard can't see us either. So hopefully this is gonna prevent us from getting in trouble.
So guys, we just shoved the tent a little bit more into the bushes so no one sees it. We'll set it up nicely around sunset. Yeah guys, that's the plan. There you go, voila, our beautiful tent.
This is where we're gonna be staying for the next month or so while we
Just the next couple of years or so.
excavate this island up and down from coast to coast.
Coast to coast. Did John Keating stop here? If he did, let me tell you why it's important. If we find out that he stopped here, then we're solving the next kind of piece of this trail. So we know he stopped in North Carolina.
It means he did end up going up the East Coast.
Exactly.
Which everyone does not believe.
Of course, it could be that some random stowaway, not John Keating, stopped here, but we'll see. We'll see. We got a plan and we're gonna stick to it, guys. So guys, we're currently gearing up. Got a Harper's Ferry hat.
That's where it all started.
That's where it all started, guys. We're heading off.
So first things first, we're gonna go check out the cross because
First things first.
oh, we got some cacti. I'm gonna freaking stab.
Whoa! It'd be a shame if I just stepped on it and whoa! That hurt, that hurt, that hurt. Someone burned a fire here. We found some really weird markings in a line back at the bottom of the island, but we were still in the water, so I didn't want to bring the camera out. But pretty interesting. What? Oh, that's the cross right there.
A teenage kid died.
Oh.
It turns out that a teenager who was 16 years old passed away, and we do not know the cause. We just know that he passed away on October 5th, 2016. And I guess we just kind of want to make the memory. We just want to make the video in his memory, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a brother who passed away just 2 months before this guy did. So yeah, we'll make it in their memory.
Yeah.
So guys, take a look over there. That's the Atlantic Ocean, way on the horizon. That right there is another island. Oh, another island.
Yeah.
Another island. Interesting. But that over there is where the intercoastal waterway begins, and it stretches out over there and passes through.
Okay guys, so basically we're on the island right now, and in the back of me, guys, you can see that the Atlantic Ocean is right out there. And based on our research, we found out that the 3 Civil War shipwrecks happened right out there on the coast, right off the coast of Holden Beach / Oak Island, which is Holden Beach is right there, Oak Island's right here, and they happen right out there. And from the Atlantic Ocean, there's this little canal that leads into the intercoastal waterway. However, big ships wouldn't be able to pass through, like I guess the Navy fleet would not be able to go through these waters right here. So the only vessels that could traverse these waters were small vessels, and that's what we think that Keating had. So basically, we suspect that in order to duck away from the Civil War ships pursuing him, or from ships pursuing him, he ducked into this waterway because he knew that big ships would run aground as they did. And right over here, the intercoastal waterway, it goes up along this island all the way up the coast, and then it goes back out in the Atlantic Ocean. So we suspect that Keating ducked right in, and then he might have stopped somewhere around here or right up there.
We're gonna go searching down the island over on that side in hopes of finding something. It looks like a great place to hide, honestly.
Yeah.
Perfect place for a smuggler or a stowaway. And we're gonna go test our luck there, guys. We're gonna see what we can find.
Let's go. You want to get the water?
Yeah, guys, it looks like there's been a group here because there are ashes right there from a fire, and some
Another one right there.
ashes right here from a fire. And I don't know, it's kind of odd. There's just this huge block of something right here. We're trying to get a bearing on what's going on here. This place is like some kind of like desert, you know? It's seriously like a desert. Oh, and there's a big hornet right there. Yeah, let's go back to our stuff. Let's go see where we're gonna go. Well, overall, guys, pretty interesting topography. Not what I expected. Definitely not what I expected. And I had no idea what's in those woods over there, but we're gonna go see. We're gonna go see.
This piece of equipment that cost $1 grand.
It's really nothing to worry about when you got, you know,
When you got these shovels, you know?
when you got the shovel and sifting.
Handy dandy, not even cracked.
Wow.
So guys, we're gonna head down this way because we're gonna go closer to the coast where the turf is more sandy and it's easier to dig. Because not only is it easier to dig, but that means that artifacts such as like metal coins or like nails, like whatever it could be, it has the capability of sinking through, and it can potentially stay there for centuries, you know, many years. Unlike here, first of all, a ship ain't gonna end up here. I'm sorry, just no way. Ships don't have wings. But it's also very hard to dig. The terrain's very shelly, and yeah, for our convenience, we're gonna head down over there. Okay, so we found our first thing. We got a beer cap, guys.
A beer cap?
Yeah, this is evidence that John Keating was here
Had some fun
200
with, you know,
years
some
ago.
of them Coronas.
You know, cracked a bottle with his boys. You know, he was a certified beauty even back then.
Wait, did you hear that? What? We found this weird, like, massive
You know what this
opening.
is? This is a boat that has been left upside down for quite some time.
It's just, I don't know.
This is a boat.
Boy, this neck is a boat.
Dude, this is literally a boat.
Wait, what?
This is a boat. Dude, this is a boat flipped upside down.
That's the... Oh, that makes actually sense. As you can see, it opens on the other side over there. What?
Dude, this is...
I mean, we did read that the water level used to be a lot higher than it is now. So guys, we made it to the marsh area.
See, it stretches all the way out there.
Yeah.
So Keating could have easily had his boat in here. Like during high tide, the water's a lot higher. He could have easily taken it into the marshy area right over here. Easy.
You know, another thing to keep in mind is that this all was underwater. And during high tide, this is all going to be covered underwater as well.
Also, guys...
So back then, the island was a lot smaller than it is now.
And also, you have to consider that 200 years ago, the land could have looked completely different. The terrain would have been completely different because it would constantly be changing by the current and...
Oh no, just the Google Maps version, I checked it out, like the 2008 version of this island looked a lot different.
Did you just hear that?
I keep hearing this weird, like, high-pitched noises.
What the heck?
It's almost like the Native American type of...
Dude, stop laughing.
I'm sorry, I mean, it just sounds like it.
There's literally people.
People? What do you mean?
Yeah, there's people.
Just be the wind.
I don't know if that's just the voices getting carried.
Oh my gosh.
One of these.
Guys, we just heard some voices, so we're going back up to check up on our stuff. Something ain't right. We hope we're the only ones on this island, because if we aren't, then we're in for a weird surprise.
Dude, what the?
Yo!
Dude! What the heck?
Put up, check to see if anything's
Where's your
stolen.
camera bag? You idiot!
Hold my...
I put it right there.
There's anyone here. Hold up.
Dude, I put it right there. What about the surfboard?